Welcome to the Wordy Tales. Today's story will show you how a simple change in mindset can completely transform your life. It's a story of a beggar who lived his entire life believing he was worthless, until one moment of realization changed everything. Stay with us till the end, because this story might just change your mindset too. Background: soft inspirational music, city street visuals, camera slowly zooming on a poor man sitting by the roadside. Once upon a time, in a busy town, there lived a beggar named Raman. Every day, he sat under the same old tree, holding a rusty bowl, asking strangers for a few coins. People passed by him as if he were invisible. He often whispered to himself, "I was born poor, maybe that's all I'll ever be." He blamed fate, the world, and everyone around him for his misery. Rain or shine, he was always in the same spot, tired, hopeless, and forgotten. Visuals: crowded market street, people walking past him, his sad eyes, close-ups of his empty bowl. One morning, an old wise man walked by. He looked at Raman and asked, "Why do you beg every day?" Raman sighed, "Because I have nothing. Life has been unfair to me." The wise man smiled gently and said, "Life isn't unfair, my son. Your mind is unfair to you. You see yourself as a beggar, that's why you remain one." Raman frowned, confused. The old man continued, "If you change the way you think, your world will change too. You have the power within you." Then, he handed Raman a small mirror and said, "Every morning, look into this mirror and say, 'I am not a beggar. I am capable. I am worthy.'" And then he left. Visuals: the wise man giving him a mirror, soft light glow, background transitions to evening sky. At first, Raman laughed at the old man's words. But later that night, as he looked into the mirror, he saw something, a spark of hope. The next morning, for the first time, he didn't sit under the tree. He started walking around the market, helping vendors carry goods. In return, they gave him food and a few coins. Each day, his confidence grew. He began saying to himself every morning, "I can change my life. I am capable. I am strong." And slowly, opportunities began to appear. He started selling small items. A year later, he owned a small shop. Visuals: montage of his transformation, helping others, earning, saving, smiling more each day. Years passed. Raman was no longer a beggar, he had become a successful businessman. One day, while walking by his old tree, he saw another man begging in the same spot where he once sat. He walked closer, placed a few coins in the man's bowl, and quietly said, "Don't believe what your mind tells you. You're not a beggar, unless you choose to be one." The beggar looked up, puzzled, as Raman smiled and walked away. Visuals: soft focus on both men, music rising, sunset light behind them. Life doesn't change by luck. It changes when you change your thoughts. The difference between failure and success, between sadness and happiness, begins in your mind. When you say, "I can't," your mind agrees. But when you say, "I can," your mind opens the door to endless possibilities. Remember, you don't have to wait for miracles, you can be your own miracle. Visuals: text overlays, change your mindset, change your life. Gentle piano outro. Thank you for watching the Wordy Tales. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more motivational stories that help you learn English and change your life, one thought at a time.